Hello, this is Wayne, and we are going to give you a security professionals, a locksmith's interpretation on all of these smart home upgrades. Okay, so first of all, one of the biggest things people want to do is have a lock that they can allow access to. They can remotely lock it, remotely unlock it, send out temporary passcodes, and allow people access to their home when they're not home safely and securely. So this is the Schlage Lock right here. This is the BE469. It's actually going to say that it is able to, it's the Z-Wave Schlage Connect. So if you just Google Schlage Connect, it's going to give you the model that you need. It's going to allow you to connect with Iris, which is this right here from Lowe's. Okay, so the lock is very easy to install if you've already got a deadbolt hole drilled. Okay, and then so you can use this lock in several ways. You can just use the button, okay, and the code, and then the code will unlock it. You can also use, let's see, what is the code for this one here? 4614. So we can push the Schlage button, 4614. Oops, sorry, I'm reading upside down. 46. Nope, did we change it? I must have changed it. Anyways, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Nope. Okay. Well, I changed the code on it. We did a bunch of programming and stuff. I'll have to figure out what I did with that. But these lock and unlock through the keypad, or you can do it through your smartphone if you have the hub. So we're going to bypass this. Out of all the smart locks that are on the market, this is the one that I recommend the most. It's got an anti-drill plate in the lock cylinder itself. It has a manual key override. I definitely recommend the manual key override. It's more secure than the other non-keyed units, even the ones offered by Schlage. The keyed unit is the one you want. Identify it with the keyhole and make sure that you get a key with it. So this is the one that you want. And then you're going to need this if you want to connect it to the internet. If you just want a keypad lock, standalone access, that's going to be fine. You don't need this. If you want to connect it to Z-Wave and you want to make it Schlage Connect so you can use it with your phone and connect it to the internet, you're going to need the hub. Okay, this hub is the least expensive one. I think it's about 69 bucks, and there's no fee. That's the problem with a lot of smart home technology, is all of the same features do all the same things through all the same different companies. Some of them just have a fee. There's 3 different options. You can have no fee with this one and pay nothing. You just buy the unit and then it's yours and you use it. You also can pay a minimum fee, which is $9.99 a month. Okay, and that's going to give you more options for more devices and more things that you're going to be using. If you want to have storage for your camera, you're going to have to pay for that. But you can use it to just operate the lock for free. And then you can actually have a fully automated home monitoring system for 20 bucks a month or 16. I don't remember exactly which one it was. 16 to 20 bucks a month. You get full automated home monitoring system. So if something happens and all, you got a bunch of sensors and cameras and stuff, a third party will be notified and they will call the police to come up to your house. Let's say if you're on vacation and you're in another country, you can't get phone calls. This is going to do that, okay? It's going to take care of you that way. So 3 different options. That's what I like. You can do nothing, no pay, medium pay, and full automation home monitoring. Okay, so that's the hub. Just remember that the hub is it's going to take batteries backup. That's why the lights are blinking. It's actually still working and functioning right now because it has a battery backup. So just remember that your battery's in there. Make sure you change batteries once a year. It's also going to take an Ethernet and a power connection, okay? So you're going to have to plug this directly into your router. One of the biggest things you need to keep in mind when you start doing all this stuff, especially Wi-Fi cameras, you are going to suck your internet, okay? You're going to suck down the internet and the Wi-Fi, and it's going to make, if you're already having trouble with devices running, like if you're streaming TV and kids have Xboxes and you've got devices and tablets and phones and Hulu and Netflix and everything going at once and you're having problems with that, This is going to dramatically increase that to the point where most of that stuff is not going to work. So keep that in mind. If you're already at the brink, you're going to need to bump up your internet. So buy more, get more, whatever you need to do. If you're going to be running one of these, you're going to need more. I ran into that problem, so that's why I'm mentioning it. So that's the Iris Smart Hub. This is going to work with all the other devices. It's going to work with door sensors, window sensors, brake sensors, outlets, cameras, smoke alarms, everything. It's going to work with everything. But you're going to have this to communicate all these devices to the internet, to your phone. Let's go with the camera next. Okay, again, this is going to be your biggest sucker of internet. If you have poor internet, this is going to make it 10 times worse. Plan on that. So far, I had it plugged in and had it working and everything. There's a little grommet that goes in here, indoor, outdoor camera. It's supposed to be weatherproof. I haven't put that to the test yet, but if they say it is, I'm sure it is. So you could monitor right by the door, down by the driveway, in the house, out of the house, wherever you want to monitor at. Some of the things to keep in mind with your camera when you're getting smart home set up is how much recording do you have? Because you can live stream, but if something happened, if your house got broken into and something happened earlier, you're not going to be able to go back and take a look at that unless you specifically tell it that you want a recorded cloud system. That's where the payment comes in with these. Okay, so you're going to get your own storage. Storage costs money. And when you're talking video and HD video, it gets a lot of storage really quickly and it gets expensive. So you're going to need to make sure that you have that proper amount of space recorded. So it's going to record for that amount of time. It'll record the last 24, 48 hours or whatever you want it to. And you'll be able to access that here as opposed to just simply, it doesn't do any good to have a camera if whatever happened is already done and gone. I mean, it does allow you to do live view. So if you're having somebody come by or you want to check on the house, you can pop in and do a live stream. But that's not going to help you track something later. Big difference between live stream viewing and being able to record things. Having the recorded proof is what you're going to need to prove something happened later on in a court case or if something actually happened. So I highly recommend you get the option to make sure that you are recording this on a cloud-based system. All right, camera. Again, you are going to have to run 2 cords to this. You're going to have to run a cord here, power, and you're going to have to run, yet again, Ethernet. It's to the point now where I have run out of Ethernet ports in my router, so I had to get another connection that goes to and opens up 8 more ports. They do sell those. I got mine at the local computer store. They did not have it at the local hardware store. So you're going to need Ethernet again here. You're going to need Ethernet here. Okay, hopefully that's enough with the camera. Everything worked. I was impressed by it. It's a few seconds delayed, but that's going to be with anything. So camera's good to go. If you want it, get it. Make sure you get cloud-based server. Okay, Halo. So this is going to be, and it's designed to work with Iris, but this is smoke alarm. If you're going to be doing the basics, this is it right here. We've got security and safety. These are the 2 most important things in your home. The locks that lock the front door and your safety. This is a smoke, fire, and carbon monoxide detector. What I found with this is you can integrate it into the Iris system, but it's better to just run it off of its own application through Halo. It says that it's specifically designed to work with Iris, and it's sold right next to the Iris stuff with all the other gadgets and plugins and sensors and everything. However, I hooked mine up to this, and there was a firmware update that Halo released that wasn't going to be released through Iris for another couple months. So when we had an issue with this, it's not going to get the update that it needs. So I had to uninstall it from the Iris system and run it off the Halo system. It actually is it's the only thing here that you don't need any of this hub or any of this other stuff for. You can literally plug this in. It does require to be wired to 120 volts, so you're going to need a professional to install that, or it's about like installing a dishwasher or a dryer. Okay, you're going to have to hook up raw power. But other than that, this is a pretty cool tool. Run it off its own app. Don't run it off the Iris app. Okay, download the Halo app, run it through their program, and then that way when they have updates, it's going to go directly to this as soon as the company releases it, instead of whenever Iris decides to release it. It did work. I actually got a flaming stick and got it up there and set it off and did a real test, not just a push the button test, but a real test, and it actually did really, really well. I got all kinds of notifications. As soon as it went off, you got the audible here. If you're in the home, you can hear it instantly. And then I got a phone call that says your house was on fire, or at least your smoke alarm thinks so. And let's see what else. The app went off. I got a notification from Iris and got 2 email notifications. So I got lots of notifications. It did work. It does work. It's great. Let me tell you the best thing about this thing right here. There's a hush button. So if you are cooking or something accidentally happens and you do get an accidental false alarm with smoke in the air, you will be able to turn this off without having to get a ladder, climb up, push buttons, take the device down, unplug it, do whatever it is you're going to do, take the batteries out of it, and do all this nonsense. You simply pull out your phone and you click shush or the hush button, okay? It's right here. And that will silence this. And if you have continued smoke and you keep doing whatever it is you're doing, it's going to go ahead and go off again. But if you stop and clear the area out, it won't go off again. So that was tested. I tested that. Search my video on it. I'll probably have a couple different ones depending on how we chop this up. Just check out Halo smoke alarm review, and I'll probably have it there, or smoke alarm test, real world test will probably be how I word that. So if you want to get into smart home stuff, this is where to start. This is what you're going to need, and this is what you're going to need for each individual thing. You have to have something that talks to the devices and talks to the internet. Your internet broadband is going to go down. This stuff is going to suck a lot of your internet. So if you're streaming lots of stuff, keep that in mind. This is all a great setup. This is all great ideas for yourself. Increase your own security. Gifts, this stuff is awesome. If you do give this to somebody as a gift, you might want to give them somewhat of an installation as well. Contact a local locksmith, security company, provider, and give them a little bit of that too, because some of this stuff can be a little complicated to physically get it all up, working, operated, plugged in, and going. Especially stuff like this camera here. You can't just, they give you a cord that's this long. If your router's somewhere, usually routers are hidden somewhere, you're not going to be able to get this where you want it. So you're going to need somebody to run Cat9 cord and get these things where you want them. But that's the basics. That's the start. Thanks for watching. I want to take a minute to support our sponsors. We got Framin key machines, the strongest, most durable key machines on the market, built in the USA today. Wayne's Lock Shop, that's my lock shop. All the stuff that I love to do with video that I can't show the public is at Wayne's Lock Shop. Lots of good information there. We've got Toronto WebWorks. Josh does all of my website stuff, handles all my SEO, and I show him #1 everywhere, no matter what. My business comes up above anybody else 3-1. That's because of Josh at Toronto WebWorks. He's a locksmith, and he knows how to do SEO and set up websites. HL Flake, definitely glad to have HL Flake. Locksmith security parts, supplies, and accessories. Check out hlflake.com. Thanks for watching.